Hey everybody, it's Glenn with the almost world famous Cactus Atlas, about to explore Ubehebe Crater at Death Valley National Park. So when I woke up this morning, I said to myself, Glenn, I want to hike down into a deep volcanic crater in one of the hottest places on Earth. Before we get into the fun, let me educate you really quick. There's not too many facts on the main sign over there about what the crater is, but one thing that really surprised me, this is a very recent event, 2,000 years ago. Usually when we're looking at things like this in the Southwest, things happened millions of years ago. The sign also talked about the Shoshone people. They think this is a religious place where their ancestors emerged and then they all walked in 4 different directions from here. Kind of a cool story, I like that. Another interesting science fact, when this thing exploded, the debris covered about a 6 square mile area and they found rocks ejected from this I think 150 feet below the ground. So you got to imagine big chunks of rocks must have just crashed into the ground so hard that they could bury themselves. I really wanted to hike this last year when I came to visit, but just due to the remote location, you just run out of time in Death Valley. You need so much time to explore here just because of the vast distances you have to travel to get to places. So the parking lot's right up over there, and I spied this trail that just kind of shoots off down in there, and that's what we're gonna take when we go down. But first you could see this rim trail, so I might actually hike up this a ways and catch a couple different views from over there. Man, this stuff is deep. It really is at times. Anyway, now it's not, of course, when I start filming it, but this is impressive. This is very impressive and dizzying. Oh, holy moly. Ubehebe. Ubehebe. So the way this happened, according to the sign, very simply, water and magma met and created steam and just created a huge explosion. That's how this happened. Only 2,000 years ago. I would say the biggest hazard today for me is just not falling or hurting myself that way on this very loose gravel. I did put on my hiking boots, mainly just for extra ankle support and to keep the debris out, because these have Gore-Tex in there. They keep out sand and stuff like that really well. Somebody asked me recently in the comments what boots I have. I usually don't talk about what I have, but I think they're Columbia. I've had them for years. I don't know if they still make this kind, but best hiking boots I ever bought. All right, I'm at the beginning of the trail that goes down. It's very clear to see if you come here to the left of the parking lot, and I can tell it's very deep gravel. At least this first part, it's gonna really suck coming back up. But I didn't come here to whine. I came here to hike down a gosh dang volcano. All right, here we go. First footsteps into Ubehebe Crater. I'm saying that correctly. The sign up there tells you how to pronounce it. Oh man, I do not look forward to coming back up. Just look at how loose that dirt is. It's just each footstep I just slide. I'm almost like skiing. Each footstep is 5 of my normal, just because of the extra slide I get at the end of each step. So I guess I don't have much to complain going down. I'm almost halfway down already, I think. Well, that's funny. I thought I went down the steepest part yet. I was like, oh, that was the worst part. We can look back up, see how far I've come. But it actually is starting to get steeper, I think, right here. So I spoke too soon. And I can tell you already, nothing beats coming down here to understand the sense of scale. I always know on video, on TV and phones, this doesn't really come out, but this is huge. I'm starting to feel very small now. It's just so interesting, that orange-gray coloration. It's really pretty. Kind of looks like something you'd see in Utah at first. Especially as you get down here, you forget the landscape you're actually in, because now I'm completely enclosed. I can't see the desert around me. Wow. You can see folks standing up there. That would be like the main overlook at the parking lot. And they're all probably watching me saying, is he crazy? I don't see anybody else hiking down here today. I appear to be the only one. I'm not sure if you can gauge the steepness. This last part is way steeper than anything else. Oh my God. It just gets steeper and steeper. I imagine all those like shapes and things on the side there is just from heavy rains over the last couple millennia. And you can almost see, like if you look at the bottom, you see that same colored coloration at the bottom. So I imagine what's happens is when you get heavy rains, it just kind of erodes and pulls up down at the bottom. I wonder if this ever becomes like a temporary lake. It might. And I'm just taking a pause every once in a while to admire the crater wall. Gigantic.
Yuba heebie, yuba heebie, yuba heebie, yuba heebie, yuba heebie, yuba heebie, yuba heebie.
All right, I'm gonna put the brakes on there. Brakes on my mouth and my feet. You all thought this video is just about hiking to the bottom of Yuba Heebie Crater. That's not what this video is about. This video is about, can an out of shape, middle-aged guy hike out of Yuba Heebie Crater? That's what we're doing here today. And I'm about to hit where the gray, loose gravel ends and the orange begins. I would say I'm officially at the bottom of Yuba Heebie Crater. Okay, I'm gonna give you my first impression here, my real reaction to looking back the way I came. I have not yet looked. I've got my eyes set on this. But here we go. You know what I feel like right now? Remember that movie, A Christmas Story? He's helping his dad change the tires and he's like, oh, fudge. I'm having that thought right now because I have to climb back all that. That is gonna suck. Imagine the force needed though to eject all of this material out of here and create this thing. It's actually scary that I'm standing inside of the where an explosion that powerful occurred. Okay, so I came right to the base of this side to get a closer look, and it doesn't disappoint. It's very, very impressive. I would actually say it's more impressive from down here for sure. It feels bigger and it feels more crater-like for some reason. It just feels more round, like what you would expect. When you see it from up there though, it does look crater-like, but nothing like this. It's so strange, you know, now that we're walking this direction, I wasn't really facing this before. This is very impressive too, just totally different. This looks like we're on the moon surface. And then when we turn around, I almost feel like I'm in Bryce Canyon. Or Cedar Breaks or something like that. And then we're back on the moon. You can find like pieces of volcanic rock over here. It's very light, very porous, light rock. So did you guys know there were all these volcanoes in the Southwest? Mostly extinct. There are still active areas though out there. Not sure how active this area is. Ay, ay, ay. I keep looking this way and seeing the trail. I'm so scared. You could see teeny tiny people standing up there. You see the teeny people up there? All right. Ubehebe Crater, the uphill climb. This is where the show gets really good. You guys know I'm really big on those shots where I set up the camera and hike away. That's the only one of those you're getting today. Going back up, I'm sorry. I ain't doing that twice. No way. All right, let's really do it this time. I got a taste and it sucks. 500 feet doesn't sound that bad when you hear the number, but I guess it's all relative. Woo. Oh man. It is one step forward, two steps back. Like you're walking up a sand dune. I think this might be the steepest part. I said that though before, and I've been wrong before about that. Jeez Louise. I'm about halfway up, and I found shade now that the afternoon is getting later. This side of the room is shading the crater, and now it feels cold, not being in the sun and all sweaty. But I'm dying here, really having a hard time. I'm not gonna pretend. I actually passed another lady who went down to that really steep part. I'd say that's probably the worst part. And she was really questioning whether she should go. And she saw me coming up and struggling, but she opted to go. I wasn't sugarcoating it for her. It's worth going to the bottom, but yeah. I feel like nauseous. Like that kind of nausea you get when you work out too hard. Like when I used to run cross country and track in high school. If you've done that, you know what I'm talking about. You'll at least puke once or twice in your life doing that. And in my current shape, I'm close. There are people right up there, so I don't want them to worry about me, so I'm taking a break rather than puking. It's starting to look spectacular though with the shadows. Really gives it a lot more depth than about the 2 o'clock hour when I arrived. I have no idea actually I do know what time it is. It's well, probably about 3:15 or so. Probably took an hour to get down there and maybe an hour and a half with all my filming and stuff. Down and up, that's my prediction. I couldn't even film halfway up unless you guys wanted to hear me dry heave all the way up. Oh, my God. You know what that's like? I thought about it on the way up. It's basically like walking in kitty litter for those of you that have cats. So imagine climbing up a 500-foot steep mound of kitty litter, couple 2-3 inches deep. Oh, that sucked. That was rough. Let's take a moment and enjoy the accomplishment though. Look at that. Ubehebe Crater. I don't have enough breath to say anything else. Bye.